Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mary.
Hello. Welcome to fellowship this afternoon. And it's good to be together. Thank you for joining us, virtual watchers as well. We know that you're here with us and feel your energy. We have a couple special things to acknowledge, and their special birthdays. John, do you want to disclose what birthday this is?
Well, Friday the 15th of November is my birthday.
Yeah.
And when I was buying my fishing license, the worker at the hardware store, he had to have my birthday, and he says, "Well, you're a Valentine's Day baby." And I said, "No, my birthday's November the 15th. He said, "That's 9 months from now."
Oh.
I had never thought of that.
I think that's okay.
When people ask me how old I was, I say 28. And I turn those numbers around.
Okay. And then Samantha also had a birthday this last Tuesday, and I won't ask you that question.
Thank you.
So we're going to sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That sounded really good.
Wow.
Happy birthday to both of you.
We should have a choir.
Yeah, we'll just use everybody. Okay, so now we're going to start things out with our prayer of the children of Love song. So please stand, and the song is on the front of your songbook.
Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything, every day, in every way. Our prayer is this: everywhere, let love be there, and so it is. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, your children sing, flow through us now in everything. Father, Mother, God, your children pray, be love in us in every way.
Thank you. Please be seated. And we'll begin to relax, and I invite you to close your eyes, drop your shoulders. And let's do our 3 deep fellowship breaths with an audible ah on the out breath, just releasing any tension and any concern and tension in your body. Just let that flow right out. So breathing in. Breathe in. One more time. Breathe in. Right now, let's put down the heavy weight of this world. Aloneness, frustration, anxiety, and worry. And as we do that, let's feel the energy shift. Just feel it within. Feel that lightness as we raise our energy vibration higher, lighter, and freer. We are all equal creators in this universe. And today we remind ourselves that our true contribution to this world is caring for and tending to ourselves, each other, and our earth. And as our energetic vibration raises, our hearts open widely to allow the full flow of divine love. With each new morning, let us rise with renewed enthusiasm and renewed intention as we choose to focus on the unlimited flow of love, of well-being. And when all of us do that together, each of us can feel the quickening of the momentum as we focus on and feel this flow, this swirling energy that extends into our world, clarity and joy and abundance, appreciation, and above all, love. We must find our way to feeling grateful for all of our experiences, without exception, during our life on planet Earth. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Let's say that one more time. It was kind of weak. And so it is. Thank you. Okay, now I want to introduce our special music for today. It was to be Anara Pearl in Austin, but Anara's not feeling well today. So Tamika was so kind to step in. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Thank you. So the songs we're going to be playing in the service today both revolve around music as a path to on the spiritual journey. Art. Thank you. Music is an art, but actually we're looking at physical art, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Visual art. Thank you. Austin's really helping me right now. I was really in that meditation, I just have to say. I'm still coming out of it. I went pretty deep. Anyways, so this first one, it's a back and forth, so there's a spiritual guide, which will be my part, that's helping the other person try to be okay with making mistakes and don't worry about how good everything looks. It's okay to color past the edges, that kind of thing. So offering some encouragement to find yourself through your art. It's called Color Past the Edges.
Sometimes I can't find the right colors.
Visualize, no need to be afraid.
Sometimes I can't find, I've been trying for hours.
Well, every moment has another shade. Dreams keep you creating through the darkness. Change the tone by blending in the gray. When words can't describe how you're feeling, the canvas renders what the soul would say. So follow,
I'll follow
the small strokes as your brush fills in the sketches. So follow,
I'll follow.
Don't worry if you color past the edges. Don't worry if you color past the edges.
The paint on my brush hasn't dried yet.
You have a palette of possibilities.
This picture is a memory unfinished.
Sometimes let the empty space just be.
I changed the tone by blending in the gray. When words can't describe how I'm feeling, the canvas renders what the soul would say. So I'll follow the small strokes as my brush fills in the sketchy. I'll follow. Won't worry if I color past the edges. Each color tells a story. Each hue a new chapter to explore. A kaleidoscope of truth before me. Awareness I cannot ignore. So I'll follow. The small strokes as our brush fills in the sketchy. So I'll follow. I won't worry if the color past the edges. Won't worry if the color past the edges.
Beautiful, beautiful harmony. We're going to sing another fellowship song, and after, please stay standing so you can give hugs and handshakes and love to each other. But first we'll sing together on page 32, Love Will Guide Us. Please stand.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from dream to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from need to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Now you can give each other some love and namaste, hugs, handshakes. She's going to have hip surgery in the middle of December.
I listen, my mom's got really fast for that. It's crazy how efficient
And she does. She heals really fast.
Okay, so yeah, she's in for a. I'm so cool with hip replacements now. Like, And they're walking like so quick. Our pleasure. Not the camera person too. Lizzle.
Meet again. Hey, you. How you doing? Good. Contact me this week, okay?
Yeah,
Let me know.
definitely.
No shopping during service. I am happy to introduce our speaker this afternoon. And so I'm going to introduce to you such a warm and loving soul. He's going to share some wisdom with you. Let's give Matt Bliton a warm welcome.
Put that on. Put that button.
I'm really glad to be here and to be greeted in such a way. And I was thinking about how long I've been a member of Fellowship for Today. And it's, yeah, I think 30 years, which is, I had hair. But and I had an ambitious project this time because I've been struck with the writings and the work of Michael Singer, and he seems like a wild man. I was talking with Bill about him earlier. He's an incredible writer, but the main point for me is that he seems to be so far into yoga in a very sort of Indian way that it's hard for me to grasp. Because, well, I'll get into more. One of the things that I'd like to start with is how AI defined, I guess, spiritual yearning. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm talking low, so that
Low.
maybe I'll get closer to the
There you go. Yeah.
AI overview. To keep the flame of spiritual yearning alive is to be radically open to the present and to refuse to settle for comforting religious dogma, philosophical certainties, and social sanctions. The whole question about AI came up because he was talking, he's a very strong, lifelong interest in computers. And his approach to AI is, isn't it fantastic? We've got all this brain. We've got all this knowledge that's accessible. And which is, in some people, well, I'm not sure what AI is. I trust him because he has a good background to make statements like that. And the other thing that he did, a couple things that really struck me. He says the purified mind is no different from the self. And that's from Ramakrishna. And so does that mean that the purified mind is raised up to the level of capital S self? What he, in the part that I was listening to, it sounded like he was talking to a group who had come to see him speak, which is part of what he does. And so his background, as I said, is this computer science genius with somebody who's been practicing yoga for years and years and years. So that's his context. My context is that I'm a 64-year-old male, white, middle class, culturally influenced, and also influenced by addiction and co-addiction. There's addiction in my family, with symptoms of ADHD and learning disabilities, and very interested in attention and approval. So that colors a lot of the way that I see the world, and a lot of the way that I want to be seen, how I would like to change. And I put down here, for some reason, he's talking about the relationship with the mind, and we'll talk about the three parts of the mind, or the three. That's next, but. And so, because I think one of my addictions after listening to him is me. I spend all my time thinking about me. I'm a me-aholic. And I didn't really notice that so plainly until I listened to him. And then there's the context, because the context is, he also reminded me of the id, the ego, and the superego. And he didn't treat them like bad words. And he also said that he's very impressed with the work of Freud. And I don't know that I've ever heard that said out loud by anyone. The id, I'll remind you. Unconscious, impulsive, driven for pleasure. And the example is feeling hungry and wanting to eat immediately. I struck a home run there too. I passed on all three of those. Ego, more associated with consciousness, being conscious, being rational, operating in supposed reality, being responsible. And the example is deciding to wait until lunchtime to eat. The superego internalizes moral standards, focuses on what is considered right, and the example is feeling guilty about eating somebody else's food. So there's a sense of right and wrong. And Singer stresses that we see so little, but we assume we see everything. And comparing AI as seeing everything in this little bit that I see, but it takes up my entire view. That's all. I don't have more than my view, but my assumptions are very clear, that I know what's going on because that's what I think. Somebody's laughing. personal mind can do, and this is, he also makes it sound like the ego mind has a tough job because it has to negotiate between the id and the superego and figure out how to slant everything and how to stay out of trouble and how to get needs met and how not to be greedy, and it's a full-time job. This is where I came up with, oh, that sounds like me, and the me-aholic part. He has a lot of compassion, though. This is me understanding Freud through Singer. A lot of compassion for this ego mind because of how much we ask of it. It's supposed to negotiate and not make any mistakes because the superego said so. So I was thinking for a moment as I was writing this, how many things are going through my brain as I'm trying to put together a talk? Like, will I ever ask to talk again? What will people think, obviously? And who do I think I am for being up here? The other parts is the background, because in the background, as I was putting this together, my father has Alzheimer's, and my mother had a lung issue. And they're doing this in Pennsylvania, where I'm not. And so my middle brother had spent 4 days there in Pennsylvania, and he wanted to go home. And he doesn't like being bossed around by my oldest brother. And the oldest brother said, hey, why don't you stay an extra day? Then there won't be an overlap. There won't be a gap in the care for my parents. And he'd been there for 4 days, 5 days, and he also doesn't like to have people suggest. I think he would have rather been thanked for coming, if you know what I mean. So that's in the background as I'm writing as well. So I'm not aware of all the things that are going on in my mind, of course. But Singer's very compassionate about it, saying the mind has a lot to do. He stresses that the id likes comfort and entertainment, and the superego is not about making mistakes. The other thing that I liked about what he said in general is that there are 25 trillion cells in our body, give or take. And they're talking to each other. And humans were amazing machines. And part of our question is being spiritual machines. How can we live in a way that is heartful instead of functional, and has compassion for those three, the id, the ego, and the superego as well. And it reminded me of a song I wrote when I was in my 30s. And it's coming out as a poem. There's 2 characters, a man and a woman. And this is mostly from the male's perspective. Nothing's wrong. That's what she said. Take off your shoes and go to bed. She never tells me lies. She looks me in the eye, and there's something that she can't see, something that I just don't believe. And then came her soft request. She asked me to get some rest. But there's a ventriloquist in my brain. talking about the stuff I've missed, or maybe I've been saying, wrong is in the eye of the beholder, and weight of the world is on my shoulders. So I'll just write a song and call it Nothing's Wrong. And we'll see who else might want to sing along. And the stanza is, we are not alone. Nothing's wrong. Sing along. Everything's all right. No one to fight. It's a good night. But there's one more thing to get done, and then there's just one more one. And maybe all the wrongs will just slide away, and tomorrow will be a wrongless day. And the character says, we're lost in the evening with nowhere to hide, and not quite believing that there's someplace inside. Nothing's wrong is her refrain. It won't fit inside my brain. It seems too naive, too good to believe. The fear of what could be, that seems convincing to me. And then the refrain, again from the wife, from the female. You're not alone. Nothing's wrong. Sing along. Everything's all right. No one to fight. It's a good night. And it seems like she's having some impact on him. And she says, or they say, that nothing's wrong, at least not now. If some wrong pops up, we'll survive somehow. Or maybe not. That's all we've got. But probably. We can wait and see. It could be that nothing's wrong. Sing with me a good night song, and we'll see who else might want to sing along. Because nothing's wrong. We're not alone. Nothing's wrong. Sing along. Everything's all right. There's no one to fight. It's a good night. What struck me about and the relevance of why this popped up was the sense of this man's doubt and his wrestling. And it sounded like that ego mind that Singer was talking about. You take all this information, and then you have to, it's putty, it's clay, it needs to be worked with. What I was also struck with was the notion that many of us feel like we're on, this is a spiritual issue and not just an AI issue or an ego brain issue. And what does that, what does that entail for us? Part of it, what struck me is that from Singer's perspective, we are the most beautiful thing. From the ego's problem-solving mind. And it keeps me doing things and wanting to get things right. Is there a way for me to practice finding out what peace is for me? Is there a way to see that being at peace is a gifted existence? Singer says, don't try to solve the problem. The reason why I'm not in peace now is that I'm depending on my ego mind. And Singer says, the reason I don't feel Shakti and the love flowing through me is that my mind is trained to defend, to be a great politician and win. He makes it sound like this is accessible. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace. And then I looked around and I found out that He's not the first one who had these sort of thoughts, is he? How people have shared their wisdom. William James came up. There's but one cause for human failure, and that is our lack of faith in our true selves. And Katie, be like a very small, joyous child living gloriously in the ever-present now, without a single worry or concern, or even the next moment, or no worry or concern even about the next moment of time. I was also impressed with some writing where they were describing what it would be like, what it's like to follow peace. And then my questions were about how do you do this, and what we do. We meditate during the days. We meditate at night. We study, we read, we carry around books and make messes. And we find affirmations and we use them often. I want to develop awareness in self-care, which makes it possible to develop more consciousness and new habits, and to do my best in new ways. Blessings to all of us.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. This is the time in our service when we pause from all that we're hearing and doing here and fill our hearts with gratitude. Gratitude for the blessings and the gifts in our lives. Let's intentionally and consciously see them. Let's look for them. Look for the good. And find it and hold it close. And fellowship is one of those good things for me. To be here with you and feel the loving energy that all of you bring. And your generosity is what allows us to do this Sunday after Sunday. So we thank you for that. John's going to come around with the basket. Please put your prayer cards in as well. And if you donate online, hold your gift in consciousness and know how much it is appreciated. And let's sing together, I am grateful.
Grateful.
if you would please pull out your bulletins and read with me the blessing of our tithes and offerings. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. And let's take another moment to go within again, shut our eyes, put our hands on our hearts, and extend our love to all those who are named in the basket today. All those conditions and situations and loved ones that we see as needing something: healing, health, clarity, wisdom. Let's encircle them with our love. Pure, pure, divine love that emanates through us into this world. And we know that when we affirm that our love is real and it's flowing and it's finding its way to where it needs to be, that all is well. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. And now we're going to have another wonderful song from Tamiko and Austin.
Keeping on the theme of art and spirituality, this is a song I wrote, simply entitled Matisse, if you're familiar with the artist. Speak to me with a line of passion, paint in me a sketch of your love, of dancing joy and grace so tender, blacks and grays and lavender, because here I am, the great pretender, imagining what your brush could render. Oh, Matisse, were I your canvas? Oh, oh, oh. Create on me something beautiful to cover up the present pain. Oh, Matisse, were I your canvas? Oh, oh, oh. Create on me something beautiful. Oh, though a masterpiece I'll never be, my color will never wane. flattened space and simple shapes. If you're the figure, I'd be the ground, almost content to just be around. Because if I'm silence, you're the beauteous sound, in which I've long since begun to drown. Oh, Matisse, where are your canvas? Oh, create on me something beautiful to cover up the present pain. Oh, Matisse, where are your canvas? Though a masterpiece I'll never be, my color will never wane.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, virtual watchers, for joining us today. And thank you, Corey, for your music, and Tamiko and Austin. And thank you, Matt, for the wonderful message. We appreciate you so much. I have a few announcements today. I wanted to make mention that we finished up the alternative holiday sale on Saturday at 4 o'clock. And I wanted to thank those who helped out with that. It was quite an undertaking all the way around. But we were successful, I think. We made $565 in those 2 days. And like the Friends, I think we're going to try to bring some things in between now and Christmas. I have a feeling some of the people who were shopping weren't ready for Christmas yet. So we're going to get in the mood, and so we'll bring some of those things in for you to take a look at. And we also have our potluck Sunday coming up, the last Sunday of this month, November 24th. And is that correct? The 24th? Yes? Okay.
Is that next Sunday?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
24th, yeah.
Before
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving. Yeah, before
Thanksgiving's late
Thanksgiving.
this year.
Yeah, it is really late this year. Okay, and then also a note that we are also doing again our annual remembrance service that we have been doing traditionally on the first Sunday of December, a time that we come together to honor and remember our loved ones. And this year I'd like to invite you to bring a photo of someone that you would like to include in the service, and we'll have a table up here with all the beautiful faces of those that you hold dear in your hearts. And Austin has a message that announcement he wants to make.
I just want to say that the Dangling Participles, along with Anara Pearl and another duo, the Keynote Sisters, we're going to have a Christmas holiday concert at Urban Beat right down the street. It's Thursday night, December 19th. So it is a Thursday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I just want to make sure you guys put that on the calendars. We'd love to have you there. So. So it'll be 6:30 to 9:30 on Thursday night.
Yeah, we'll get that information in our community news as well for our newsletter, so you can find it there if you forget. So we're done today, and thank you for being here and joining together with us. We will get into our peace circle and say our closing blessing.
With God as creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this